High GPA, not safe. Lower GPA, not automatically out. I see this every cycle. So do you have the right GPA for your dream law school? Maybe, but you're probably thinking about it the wrong way. First, you need to understand this. Law schools are required to disclose the median GPA of their incoming class for ABA disclosures. This is then closely watched by future applicants or ranking outlets in the broader market. So when admissions officers are reviewing your application, they're not just asking, will you succeed here? They're also asking, how does your profile affect the class they're building? How does your profile affect the reputation of the school? That's why your GPA carries real weight. No matter how far out of undergrad you are, no matter what kind of persuasive story you have for why you may have gotten a lower GPA, it still matters. And here's the tough reality right now. GPA medians are high, like historically high. According to 2025 ABA data, across all ABA approved law schools, the average median GPA was 3.65. 10 years ago, it was 3.3. That's a huge difference. Every single ABA approved law school has increased their median GPA in the last few years. What's even more striking is 27 law schools have median GPAs of 3.9 or higher. And 72 law schools have a GPA of 3.75 or higher. So if you're applying with what used to feel like a great GPA, it's not just you. The market has shifted, which means it's more competitive than ever. What was once an awesome GPA is now probably average at most of your dream schools. But does that mean that your lower GPA has killed your law school dreams? Absolutely not. Because admissions is not just about whether you hit a median or are above a median. It's about what kind of applicant you are overall relative to your GPA. A 3.9 GPA with a weak application will almost always lose because of how competitive it is these days and how many people have that same GPA. But a 3.5 with an awesome application and a well-positioned strategy will often outperform their sets. I see this every cycle with my own clients. So here's how I think about whether your GPA is high enough for your dream law school. If you're at or above the GPA median, great position, but you're not safe. With how ubiquitous high GPAs are these days, it's quite run of the mill. So your LSAT score and your application are still gonna matter to differentiate you. If you're just slightly below median GPA, you're still absolutely competitive. The rest of your application just needs to do a lot of work. So of course your LSAT's gonna matter, but also your letters of rec are gonna be even more important. The strategic positioning of your essays, all of that's gonna just need to do a little bit more work. If you're well below median GPA, this is gonna be a lot harder, but also not impossible. This is where strategy and your background becomes everything. You may need a really strong LSAT, good work experience, awesome letters of rec, really well-written materials that are strategically positioned for what law schools are looking for that cycle, a smart school list selection, and honestly, some patience and realistic expectation setting. It's not impossible, but with how tough it is these days, it's going to be an uphill battle. But here's the better question. Instead of asking, is my GPA enough? You want to start asking, how can I make the rest of my application so strong that my GPA carries less weight? Because law schools are not admitting spreadsheets. They're building classes while still protecting their ranking, their reputation, their median GPA, employability outcomes, institutional goals, things like that. If you understand that, you're going to approach your application much more strategically than people who don't. In the next video, I'm gonna do some deep dive into actual clients who got in with lower GPAs and what made the difference for them.